Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the October 27th regular meeting of the Scio Township Planning Commission. Roll call, please.
Brandt.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Culbertson.
Here.
Walsh here. Hyde.
Here.
Fletcher.
Present. All right. We have quorum. Moving ahead. Adoption of the agenda.
I move adoption of the agenda.
Okay, Moore, supported by Hyde. Adoption of the agenda as posted. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Moving on to communications and correspondence. I think we just had an email from Laura, just doing some general administration work that we'll deal with our reports and commission activity, as well as the setting the calendar for next year.
Laura, who's Laura?
Krebs, sorry. Yeah. All right, and we have no presentations this evening, so we're going to move to public comment. And I just want to make sure it's clear that we do have two public hearings this evening, one on the quick trip conditional rezoning and the chicken ordinance text amendment. So if you have public comment pertinent to those two items, please hold that till the public hearing. So we are going to move forward with, this is a general public comment. And so people wishing to address the Planning Commission on matters which are not on the public hearing portion of the agenda or seek information on any other matters. Such oral presentations shall be limited to 3 minutes, except for a representative or spokesperson of an organization shall have 5 minutes. With that, it is 7:02 and I'll open up our general public comment. Evening.
I usually can't get here in person. Paula Gloverson, I'll sign in.
Paula, please come
And
forward.
I want to thank you all for the difficult decisions you all have to make, because there's a lot of pros and cons to all these issues. And thank you to Commissioner Hyde for all his work on that watershed. I'm very, I'm into that. Anyway, and it's a difficult decision about these on-site sewer systems. And when the Heritage Woods, which I personally would never live in one. I do, with a 20-year lifespan and I have to depend on a homeowners association or something. No, I guess I'm too much of a loner. I don't, I could live on a septic field. I'll have to pay for that to be repaired. And just always make sure you have that extra piece of land to build that septic field on. But real quick, I am an avid, one of the main things that I wanted in the last election was record keeping. That's the only thing really great that came out of Zoom was we have videos, because I can't always be at every meeting. But I actually, believe it or not, watch almost every meeting since 2018. So I don't watch much regular TV, but it has cut down on my reading. I'm very concerned what I kind of overhear. Sometimes it's not what's on the agendas, but what you hear in the conversation. And I also want to thank the DDA for, I was around when we had to put that sewer system. We have one pipe. It hasn't had, and I'm thanking the board. I won't be able to be there tomorrow night. It's gotten expensive. I live on the water system now. I previously did not. And I looked at these, I've lived on a sailboat. I got a lot of flack about that I could conserve. I do. But, I heard certain people on these videos discussing dragging so we could develop. I'm not against development, especially in the sewer system area, if the capacity is there. And they're going to discuss the study tomorrow night, which has been, I've been talking about this since 2006. And I'm very concerned when I hear the solution, just like the dioxin. Gelman was told he could put a lot of that there. So let's not use his name. But the dioxane plume, every community's got this PFAS everywhere, lead. It's not just Scio. So I'm very concerned about let's make a bunch of building so that we can put it in a sewage tanker and drag it somewhere else. And actually, this person said, well, I wonder how much that's gonna cost. And other conversations, I'm just very against that. We need, if we have to slow down building a little bit, that's what we need to do. Anyway, that's my public comment, and I will watch you from home or listen to it. I got my dogs.
Thank you for coming in person.
Yeah, and I appreciate the difficult decisions. Do I have to write my address too? No.
All right.
I'm sure somebody will track me down, doxy me or something.
You got it.
Take
Yeah,
care.
Google has it. Yeah, anyone else who's present that wants to address general public comment? Okay, seeing no one else, let's turn online. No. We have no one online. Move
to close.
to close by Hyde and Fletcher. All right, any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, general public comment is closed at 7:06. Moving on, our minutes of our 9/29/2025 meeting.
I will move approval of the minutes from our September 29th, 2025 meeting.
Okay. Motion to approve, Brant, supported by Hyde. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Moving on then to our business section. We have two public hearings this evening, and the process for public hearings are one, we hear from the applicant. And in the case of the chicken ordinance, we'll just go right to our planner. And then there's an opportunity for planning commission members to ask questions of fact. And then we go to our planning review, engineering review, and then open it up for public comment. And that way, the general public has the basic information to go with it and better understand the project. So with that, I am going to open the public hearing for OA number 25008, Quick Trip Corporation, conditional rezoning R1 to C3. And if the applicant would come forward.
Hello.
Good evening.
Thank you for everybody for being here. I appreciate your time. And I have a presentation to share here. Yes, my name is Skylar Evans. I am the project manager for Quick Trip Corporation.
And my name is Todd Shebor. I'm outside counsel for this project.
All right, to get in here to share, I apologize. I'm having issues sharing. Is it showing me on the stream?
No.
It's not.
If you could, can you raise your hand and make sure no, I meant your Zoom hand, sorry. As to make sure that you're on as a panelist.
Yeah, first you have to get connected.
He has to get connected first.
Are you in the Zoom meeting?
I am having issues. So in the. meeting, but it's showing me.
There's two ways to access it. One is a live event that is on our webpage. The second way is to copy and paste the credentials and go through Zoom.
And you need to
be
go,
in-
you need to be in the Zoom link, so the USO2 web.zoom.us with the number after it. Yeah. Thanks for reminding us about that.
Do you know what that is? Cause I could have it written right here if you want.
Oh, yeah. That's the meeting ID for the,
Yeah.
through Zoom. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Um,
I'll write it down.
I apologize.
Trying to use the other one where the agenda was.
That's the Zoom ID.
All right.
You have the Zoom app, right? You have the Zoom app on your computer.
Yeah, well,
Okay, you can just go into your app. Join the meeting.
Okay.
Did you hear me?
yes, I did.
If you open your Zoom app,
There we go.
you'll join meeting, just plug in.
3-5.
Okay, I'm in. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
You see him now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I should be able to-
Okay. I apologize. I'll restart. I'm Skylar Evans with Quick Trip. I'm the project manager. Thank you for y'all's patience. Tonight, I just want to go over a quick overview of the project. Last time we were here, we understood that we had to come back in for a conditional rezone. Those application documents are in. And so the presentation is kind of just going to be a review. The only thing we've changed, we put conditions on the rezone. So as of this year, we have just over 1,100 stores nationwide. We are a private company. We employ 35,000 employees throughout the country. Each location generates right around 20 to 25 new jobs. Some of our remote stores like this one, it's between 25 and 30 positions because we're not in a division. We've never laid off a single employee throughout the history of the company, even through COVID. That's something that we're very proud of. We also contribute 5% of our profits to our proceeds to nonprofits. Last year, that was right around $50 million that we donated. We're also a national safe place. On average, we generate around $1.3 million. That's in state, local, and property taxes. We promote from within, and 90% of our employees have worked within the stores. The 10% that hasn't worked in the stores, they've done 2 shifts or 3 shifts within the stores, so that they understand how the store team members and how their job works. We also take care of our employees. We do an annual competition to send them on the trips for the best of the best. We also offer tuition assistance, daycare assistance, scholarships for both the employees and their family members. And then we also have an employee disaster fund that all of our employees, we donate to it voluntarily. And then those proceeds go out in natural disaster events and things like that to help take care of our own employees. As a private company, we're able to maintain our standards. We don't necessarily have shareholders to answer to because the employees are the shareholders. We're able to buy into the company. And so because of that, we all work really hard for the company. We all maintain the standards. So that's well-kept appearance, khaki pants, red shirt, name tag, so you always know who you're talking to. We also have a standard of 3 customers to 1 employee on the register. So as soon as a 4th customer comes up, a 2nd employee will come up and help get rid of the line. That way, the customers can go about their day. We also have a standard of secret shopper visits, so they're weekly. The employees in the stores don't know when that's going to happen, so the standards, the quick trip standards, have to be met at all times. That way, they can score on the secret shopper visit. Those secret shopper visits contribute to the overall annual competition where the employees get to go on the trip. So it's all tied in together. We also do shift walks, and then we also have standard checks on the store where we do upkeeps every 30 minutes. Those upkeeps include parking lot maintenance, picking up trash, making sure that the pumps are clean, trash runs, bathroom checks, wiping down the counters, making sure everything in the store is filled up so that there's nothing empty for the customers. If they're looking to have a drink, there's no empty cups, stuff like that. We also offer the Quick Trip app that allows you to order food on the app. We can bring that to you whether you're pumping gas or whether you just want to pull up in the parking lot, or if you want to come to the store to pick it up. We also allow mobile pay through the app, and we offer air pumps, free air pumps nationwide, so we don't charge for air in any of our locations. Security is something that we take important or very seriously. We know that there is a precedent for convenience stores that's been around for the last 70 years. We just want to make everybody feel safe, understand that we aren't necessarily the same gas station that everybody had 70 years ago. We have around 96 cameras within our stores. We have 360-degree lot coverage. And then all of our employees also have pagers where they can push the pagers to notify the security desk that's in Tulsa or in Dallas. Those cameras come up, able to assess the situation. That way the employees in the store don't have to take their eye off of what's going on, whether it's fire, emergency, or EMS or police. We don't necessarily classify as a truck stop. I know that we offer diesel and we have temporary parking spaces, but we don't offer showers, laundry services, 24-hour parking. We don't have a lot of parking spaces for anybody to come and park overnight. We stay out of the over the road, or we cater to the over the road truckers, kind of the local people. We don't necessarily cater to the fleet, which is the larger companies that'll go and stop at your Flying J's, your TAs, and stuff like that. Here's a quick view of our security and kind of our security camera coverage. Another thing about Quick Trip is our food offer is very good. We offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can order freshly made food if you want, or you can grab something off the hot seat. And then we also have roller grill items. We also do pizza and fresh made sandwiches that are made in stores by the store teams. And then Quick Trip is kind of the top of the industry whenever it comes to our environmental considerations. We take water conservation very seriously, but we don't shy away from difficult areas to develop that are dilapidated. And we also offer kind of state-of-the-art fuel system protection. So they're double walled tanks. All of our pipes are double walled. They're all ceramic, so we don't have the rusting issues and things of the gas stations of the past. We also have monitoring equipment that it monitors 24/7 for moisture or any types of issues that could possibly occur. That's along the tanks as well as in the tank pit and along the fuel system that goes to the canopies. We've also talked to EV chargers, and we're starting to work at that aspect of this project as well. We've talked to Reddy as well as Tesla on this project particularly, and they have their own due diligence that they have to do in order for them to make sense of being able to do it. So what we're doing while we work through that is we're locating parking spaces and planning on running conduit to those parking spaces so that when the EV charging company makes their decision, that it's very easy for them to come in and just plug and play. This is the fuel system that I was describing. As you can see, double wall tanks, lots of monitoring equipment. And we also tried our best to reduce the amount of 90-degree turns in our pipes. Because in the past, that's where typical issues were in the piping was in the 90-degree bends. What we try to do is we try to reduce that as much as possible to reduce any possibility of leakage. And that brings us to Scio Township's particular project. So as you can see here, it's just over 14 acres that we're under contract for here. As you can see on the front of the property is closer to where the Quick Trip will be. And then we also have tree preservation, open space, kind of the septic area for the site. This is just comparison for what we're requesting. So the highway commercial, C3, the maximum floor area coverage 30%, floor area, allowable floor area cover space is 194,000. We're well below those numbers for our development. So just some initial imagery right now. Our design team is working on getting site adapted grading revisions done for renderings. So at the next meeting, those will be available. Those will also be available at the variance meeting as well. Just a little background on the septic system. There's 15 other commercial properties within the area that are on septic. And a little bit further into that, what we've decided recently, we've narrowed down our choices to the Advantech system. Right now, we're trying to decide what kind of medium we would be using within that system. There's a couple options that we're working through at this moment. So the site plan, the building's just over 8,000 square feet with 8 passenger vehicle pumps. So that's 16 fueling positions. That's 1 on each side. On our pumps, we do not play music. They're very basic pumps. The only updated technology that we really have within the pumps is the tap to pay. We've also got 4 high flow diesel pumps and a total of 61 parking spaces, and 9 of those being truck parking. This is the site plan. So in the middle there is the check stand. On the left and right side is kind of the floor. Out in the middle, up front where the Zoom thing is, here is our entrance. We've also got side entrances on both sides. Just a quick view of the tree preservation. We know that that's very important to Scio Township. And as we work through this process, we're working to minimize what heritage trees we touch, and minimize what trees we take out throughout this process. The one thing that we will run into with the heritage trees is the septic field requirement. So there's some calculations that we're currently doing in order to get exact numbers. With the Advantech system, now we have that narrowed down. We can minimize and kind of narrow down what we're doing as far as the septic field. Our store design, so as you can see here, we do have some architectural features. This is, in my opinion, one of our best looking buildings as far as like a convenience store goes. We also have the trash enclosure will match the building as far as the brick is concerned. The screens or the doors on the trash enclosure, they're screen mesh. What we typically use is screen mesh. We typically use the screen mesh because it's lighter. It still covers up the trash enclosure and the trash cans inside, the dumpsters inside, but it prevents injury from our employees from the door swinging open. With the metal option that we have, it just makes the doors really, really heavy. What we've done in some locations is we've been able to double screen the mesh to prevent any possible see-through in place of the metal doors. Here's a rendering of the diesel canopy. And here is the diesel canopy or the gas canopy elevation. And here's the rendering. I know that a full decision on this and a full vote on this is pending the zoning or the variance hearing for the septic system. But just so that you guys are aware, what we will be requesting is the approval of the conditional rezone from R1 to C3. And then we'll also be requesting the variance for us to go off of septic at the variance hearing. And if there's any questions, be happy to answer.
It would be helpful to get a summary of actually what the conditional use.
Conditional rezoning.
Sorry, the conditional rezoning is, states factually.
So I think that's part of our review. In the ordinance that we allow conditional rezoning in section 36-463. That's part of the amendment portion of the zoning ordinance, which talks about rezoning, straight rezonings and conditional rezonings. In order for conditional rezoning to be considered by the planning commission and ultimately the board, the applicant has to voluntarily provide conditions to us. And so we understand that you're conditionally asking us to rezone it to C3, but we need something more in writing, whether it's bullet points, whether it's also bullet points and noting on the site plan, for example, the area you're gonna preserve. Is it gonna, I don't think it's been clear to us in our review that what exactly those conditions are. Are you limiting the uses to just the convenience store, the gas station use, or are all C3 uses going to be allowed? I mean, these are things that you need to voluntarily provide to us so that we can review them and provide feedback. I can give some examples. They're examples only. We can't dictate what those conditions are. So, we're kind of in a kind of a good spot because we have to get to the variance part first.
Right.
And so, I understand you were here for the straight rezoning, and I understand there was a conversation. I wasn't able to be at that meeting, but I know there was a conversation between the planning commission and the applicant at that time about should the variance come first, should the conditional rezoning come first. after a lot of discussion, Doug, myself, Jan, we determined that this is the correct path, right? You have to ask for the rezoning first. We're holding this hearing. We're gonna postpone action tonight. Requesting additional information on the conditional rezoning that you'll work on and get back to us. Pending that variance hearing that's gonna be held November 20th. November 20th, the ZBA will make some determination about allowing for septic on this property. And from there, we'll have a better idea whether this is coming back to the planning commission or if it's not. So that's kind of where we're at. I can go through my review if you'd like, just for clarification. I don't know that I know you said it's 5 properties, about 15 acres, but it's at the north west corner of I-94 and Baker, just for those that might be listening that don't know.
Okay.
I'm happy to answer any questions.
So it's
Do you have
question time.
what- yeah,
Fact
just-
Only.
Fact only, because we are, not in a position to act on it this evening, so just some clarifications, factual kinds of.
Did you want to go first?
Go ahead.
You're talking to me?
Mhm.
Oh, I could. So you're going to list the set of conditions that you're offering as limitations of use. Or perhaps you're just going to ask for a straight C3,
Yeah, so one of the documents, I think the issue with the submittal documents is it may not have been in the right format or on the correct document. But one of the things that we did list is that this would be limited to the Quick Trip gas station with the fuel cells. And then if this project doesn't go forward, it would refer back to the R1 zoning.
Refer back to what?
The R1 that it's currently at right now. So the condition would be that if at any point in time, this project does not continue to move forward and we're unable to continue to move forward, the conditional rezoning would then revert back to R1. And it would not be listed as C3 property.
Okay.
So it would be for Quick Trip only is sort of the
Correct.
intent, of the conditional.
Yes.
I think
Mhm.
and I offered Dan to look back in April. We had additional rezoning for Piper Ridge, and that ultimately didn't go anywhere. But I would recommend that you look back at an application for another conditional rezoning that we reviewed. Basically, the applicant would submit a narrative that says exactly what the conditions are that they're offering. Not only would it be for a use, but maybe in the case of Piper Ridge, they're residential, so it's not apples and apples, but they had they limited the number of dwelling units they were gonna put there. They committed to doing additional sidewalk work. They were gonna be build their units for EV charging stations. They were solar ready. They had other conditions they were placing upon themselves on the development. I think one that maybe you could offer is you're demonstrating all those trees to be preserved or that you're not developing there. Is that a conservation area? Is it not? I mean, I think that's a question. That would be a huge condition that you place upon yourselves that, you would save all those trees and there would be no further development on that portion of the site. Those are the things that, I think you just need to think about, conditions you could place on yourselves that don't really limit your use, but would be, something that the township would see as, a good faith, effort to mitigate some of the potential impacts that your use would have, at that location, right? So.
Along that
Okay.
line,
Yeah,
I know this is not something that we can ask for,
I'm not asking for it.
but we can make can we make statements about the conservation of the tree area? And connecting, I would suggest it's not asking you to do it, but it's saying that I would look very favorably about, can I go ahead with that kind of a statement? Or is this inappropriate?
Let's move on to
The next,
the next one,
Okay.
and then I think we can provide some
Okay.
feedback. Just,
Also, I think we can infer if you don't want to go any further.
no, you probably don't know where I'm going, so I'll wait
Okay.
till the next.
yeah, when, I think we can do that. So, yeah, you had some questions.
Yeah, I did. I'm looking at your the paperwork that you submitted to us, and you list in D, quick trip proposed uses summary. And you say restaurant outdoor. And I guess I'm trying to, you've referred to the food as fast food carry out.
Yes.
When you say restaurant outdoor seating, you're just saying people who pick up their fast food could sit outdoor at these, is the seating?
Yeah, so we have two outdoor tables that are ADA accessible, but that's all we have that's outdoor.
Okay.
But I think that kind of classifies as outdoor seating. We just wanted to make sure that those were incorporated into the use.
Okay. And under your quick trip design initiatives, I have a big question about the pursue the tree preservation and open space objectives. Obviously, there's some work that you need to do on that, so I don't wanna go into that area tonight. You also have listed integrate the use of advanced technology for proposed on-site waste disposal system.
Yes, that's the Advantex system.
Oh, okay,
For the septic.
that's the septic.
Yes.
Okay, and then, I thought I heard you say with diesel, you had 4 diesel pumps, so when I saw your rendering on the screen, it had 6. And that just may be,
I think I'm showing 5 pumps right now on the site plan. I apologize. It should be 4.
it should be 4. Okay, so 4 you're staying with.
Yes.
Okay, and then I was counting with the other pumps, I counted 8 other pumps. Is that what you're?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah, so it's 8 pumps and then a fueling position on each side.
Okay, and then you talk about the over-the-road truckers that you cater to. Now, semi truck, and I thought last time you were here, you said you were not catering to semi trucks, but single trucks or,
Yeah, so we are Quick Trip's bread and butter is the Quick Trip's bread and butter is the local drivers. We don't have a fleet program, and because we don't have a fleet program, we don't attract the fleet companies, the fleet driving companies.
what's a fleet program?
So a fleet program is basically, if you're a large trucking company, you can get a fleet card through Flying J or TA, something like that. And that gives you certain discounts
Gotcha.
on fuel, food, showers, stuff like that.
Okay, but a semi truck coming off of 94 could go in to your diesel
Yeah,
lane.
yes, it's available.
and Gas up.
Yes, that is correct. But we don't, again, because we don't offer the fleet type programs, we don't hit a large number of those truck drivers. Most of our truck drivers that we actually attract are the ones that are doing the local deliveries. So between one township to another township type of deliveries, not state to state.
You know, but it's a big truck stop spot right there, so, you spoke about EV chargers. How many EV charging stations would you have?
So our plan is to put, run conduit for 2 charging stations at the
2.
moment. And that's, if We don't necessarily dictate that because they're not Quick Trip owned chargers. So we work with like Ready or Tesla, and they're the ones who make the determination on how many chargers they would like to add to
You
it.
don't contract with them, you could say, I want 4 chargers.
Right, but if it doesn't make business sense for them, it's like saying you would want Quick Trip at this corner and at this corner. It's kind of the same thing, because there's not enough, there wouldn't be enough vehicle traffic there to support two of our same use, right? So,
And how do they know that?
because they kind of go through the same process that we go through whenever we go for our site selection. They do the same thing where they determine traffic and what they're gonna be able to, what needs they're gonna be able to meet. And if the chargers that the municipality are wanting are too much for what needs can actually be met. Like, so, let's say if you guys wanted 6, but Ready so that they, for their business purposes and what they see is what's a viable option, they only see 3. Then they would not come in and voluntarily put in an additional 3 because they wouldn't be able to see any return on that. It would just be $200,000 to $300,000 out of their pocket for each one of the additional.
I get
chargers.
return. So my other question about the EVs is and maybe you don't know this since you're sort of hands off with the EV chargers. What level of EV charger would it be? Would it be a level 3?
Yes, so for Quick Trip, that's all that we put in is level 3s. Anywhere that we do have an EV charger, it's level 3. Hopefully, the level 3 chargers get better and they kind of meet that 20-minute time frame that they're shooting for. When that happens, I believe Quick Trip will be a lot quicker at putting in EV chargers. But right now the technology is a little behind.
That's questions, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
That one.
Yes.
On sheet 4 of your application, the conceptual site plan, where you show the properties combined in one with the development up front, tree preservation, open space on the west.
Yes.
What is the dotted line that is in between those two? There's an outline of a let's see, in this. There's a,
Yes, so that is the septic field.
okay, so that's the size of the septic field.
Yes, I think that one, I think Friday, we actually got a determination on which system we would be using. So that, I think that's gonna reduce a little bit.
That's what that is. It's not the preservation and open space, which is in white, the words, and the outline was in words. And I just
Right,
wanted to make
yeah.
sure that wasn't referring.
Yes, that is the septic, that's the septic field that we have been planning for up to this point.
Another question.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I can wait.
Go for it.
Entrance. You reminded me, Bob.
Hmm.
I cannot tell where the entrance is in these drawings. And I thought I read in Ms. Krebs' memo that you would be using the Heritage Woods Boulevard
Yes.
to go in and out.
Yes, that's correct. So, right now, our traffic team is working with the Heritage Woods traffic team. And we've had conversations with NDOT. So we're continuing to work through that process. Kind of in, just for everybody's knowledge, NDOT stands that they have jurisdiction up to a certain point. And then it's up to the private development, from there. So we're working with Heritage Woods because they're the ones doing the boulevard and it will be a private boulevard. Therefore, we have to work with them in order to.
I understand that. I just want,
Yeah.
and do you may not, or you may know this, is that 2 lanes out and 2 lanes in? Or do you know?
I believe so. Dan?
Yes.
Total of 4 lanes.
Wow, that's gonna be a lot
All right,
on it.
all right, I'd like, yeah, so, and any questions on OHMs? I mean, it's review. Then I'll go ahead and open it up. Thank you, and, you know, well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much, appreciate it.
Then I'll open it up for public comment, starting with folks that are in the township hall. Right, we do have people here and, but no one wants to speak, so we'll go to folks online. No, no one online? Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to, close the public hearing. So moved by Walsh, supported by Hyde. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, then we'll go to the next public hearing and then we'll be going into our action discussion of new business. All right,
We're gonna go into another,
public
Public
hearing,
hearing first. before we go on.
according to our agenda. And so the next public hearing is public hearing OA number 25009, the chicken ordinance text amendment. And with that, I'll open the public hearing at
favorite.
7:46. And we'll hear from our planning consultant.
So we, as you remember, we talked about this modification to section 36-135 regulation of animals over several meetings, allowing for chickens in all residential districts with very specific standards. What you have before you is the draft from August 18th, which I think we landed on and agreed to in September. The public hearing was notified and published as required. I'm not aware of any comments that were received prior to the meeting, and I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has.
Any questions for our planning consultant on the
I do,
question?
I
Okay,
have a question. So this is very similar to this is the same draft that we got last time on August 18th. But I just wanted, we were gonna change the language in that other section.
Yep, and that, so it is, if you look on we changed that also. It's in section A is where the general standards are. And under A3B, class 3 animals, we added an exception, except chickens, which are regulated under subsection D below. And then we added subsection D, which is all the chicken language. So those are all the changes that are proposed for chickens right here.
Great.
Also, just, you are a recommending body, so you are making a recommendation to the township board. They will also take this up and review it, and then they will adopt it. Okay, working.
thank you. Then I'll go ahead and open it up to anyone in Township Hall that would like to address the planning commission on the chicken ordinance text amendment. Seeing none, move online. No. Entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Moved by Walsh, support by Hyde. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. 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 All right, the public hearing is closed at 7:49. All right, with that, we'll move on to, we have no unfinished business. We'll move on to new business, and the first item of new business is the Quick Trip Corporation conditional rezoning. R1 to C3. And I did want to give planning commissioners an opportunity just to comment. If you had any comments on the what was submitted, and yes.
The chicken ordinance.
No,
No.
this is the Quick Trip.
Okay.
On Quick Trip. As an information only comment. Knowing that they do need to get a variance.
Yeah, I thought I had read some language about easement between Heritage Woods and the proposed Quick Trip and some dialogue between the owners on potential sewage handling.
There is something in the package
Mhm,
that referred to that, but we don't have any details
right.
at all. It's just discussion, I think. Is that a question you want to ask them, if there's anything to say?
I can clarify.
That would be fine. And you can stay up there if there are some
Perfect.
clarifications that,
Yeah, so what you guys are talking about was one of two plan options that we had for the septic system. One was the possible option of tying into Heritage Woods and upgrading their entire system that they're doing to, because they're, what are you guys doing, Dan? For your septic,
Works capacity?
like.
They have a
unit.
wastewater treatment system.
Yes, so they're doing a wastewater treatment plant, and one of the options that we explored at the beginning was tying into that and upgrading their system, purchasing an acre and a half next to theirs so that we can ensure that it had the capacity for both developments. Our route right now that we're going with is the Advantex system, septic system, which is what we're going to run with for the rest of our development plans.
okay.
Yeah, also, which is not a question for you, but the plans for Heritage Woods, some plans show two easements, one for a trail and one for access to what I believe was the Ruth Johnson Trust property. But I don't see that, I no longer see that in your plan.
You're talking Heritage Wood?
Yes,
It's in there, but you
Yeah,
have to
right.
look on
right,
just the right sheet to see it.
yeah.
So why don't we talk to the Heritage Woods about
Well,
that?
yes, I'm sorry, I'm
Okay.
confused. We are still on Quick Trip.
However, on that line, could I make a statement? And that is that there are easements for pedestrian access coming from Heritage Woods.
Exactly.
It would be interesting if they were going to the tree preservation and open space. So there's just a hint. There is a connection there. Possible.
Any other? I have a couple items, and one would be, would there be, have you, well, I guess, quick, if Quick Trips ever had a performer that didn't include semis? I guess I struggle with this particular, use, having semis having to deal with older drivers, and a pretty busy intersection, and the length that, I don't know how many semis it would take to just totally back up, beyond even the Quick Trip drive. So my concern are the larger trucks. I don't have a concern, it sounds like it's an awesome business. It certainly has, much better food. It could support, some of the neighborhood connectivity as well, and the idea of supporting local trucks that are making deliveries or short, jaunts on I-94 and all of that fits. I think that, in my mind, fits pretty well. My issue are the big semis. I think that's just asking for issues with that, with Heritage Woods and the use of Heritage Woods. That's my,
Is that the only point you wanted to make?
Yeah.
'Cause I'd like to comment on that too. The boulevard adds a degree of challenge as well to semis, not only in their negotiating or navigating the entrance. They might have, but what if they go past their turnaround to get in, and now they find themselves into a development? So how do we get away from that? How do we keep that from happening? Because you've got narrower streets and you've got semis trying to
negotiate
get out.
the sharper turning radius.
Well, I mean, yeah, what if they miss the boulevard?
That's what
turn?
I mean, just,
Yeah.
yeah, if you go past that.
So. Why don't we have
And then you're in a
something
neighborhood,
in
basically.
there?
Yeah, air brakes and all that. I'm trying to learn.
So anyway, any other, comments?
I'd like to make a comment.
Yeah,
Um. Hold on to your head, Mr. Spencer. I don't think this project. It's a great company you got going on, obviously, some of the things that you've shared with us. But I don't think it's, matches up with what we're trying to do in that area. And I'll explain why I say that. Obviously, I'm not opposed to a commercial, but I think with the amount of traffic that's gonna be going in there with trucks and that kind of thing, even regular trucks. Now, trucks can be a linen service truck, those are small trucks. Trucks can also be hugely long too, not just semi trucks. And I think, and then the other piece is who does that serve? And, does that serve the community that lives next door? And the fast food nature of it and all, I mean, I think like a Cracker Barrel would be, something that would be of great service to the community that we got going in there. This is more of what we got, albeit you sound like a stellar company compared to what we got, you know, the truck stops we have. So don't get me wrong, I've been listening to your presentation. So anyway, for that reason, it's not that I oppose Quick Trip or doing something. I think, for me, I understand the dilemma that the residents are in. They've been pushed into having to do something with their property. And so they want to do something with their property, and I'm not opposed to something happening. But another truck stop in that area, and with the traffic that will pull. Now, although a restaurant can pull traffic too, I just feel like it's a bit much. So, for those reasons, I'm not particularly warm to this type of project going in like in the area.
Commissioner.
So we don't have a site plan that we're, formally reviewing. But I think you're hearing semi trucks coming in here is going to be a challenge to get some of our approvals, whether it's all of us that feel that way or not. And I don't know if you ever had a quick stop with gas station, with gas and diesel offered for the, up front, your building, and then a different restaurant, convenience store that could handle foot traffic from the neighborhood that's right next to you, right along that boulevard. I don't know if you've ever done that kind of thing, so I'm just throwing that out there as a potential. And foot traffic, it would be difficult to get to your place, even, well, who's gonna come on foot to go to a gas station convenience store section, I guess. So if there was something else that would draw heritage people along the boulevard, perhaps you could offer that.
Any other
Can I
comments?
ask a process question?
Process question, yes.
So as I understand it, tonight, we're solely dealing with the conditional rezone from CR1 to C3. But as I understand some of the points that you made in your memorandum, we can't even go there because we haven't been given fully the conditional, what the voluntary conditional uses would be.
So there's a couple things at play. We need more information on their voluntary conditions. And then secondly, we would postpone here, even if we had a complete application, because they still need to get their variance for the use of a septic facility. Or, the use to be zone commercial without being on sanitary sewer from the ZBA, and that doesn't happen until November 20th. So this is actually good, right? We can postpone action. They'll go to the ZBA. That gives them time to provide us the additional information we need for the conditional rezoning. And then once we get through the ZBA process, we should have that additional information and we can move forward with the conditional rezoning part.
Thank you. Thank you for clarifying, Nancy. All right, I think we're ready for a motion.
I move to postpone the decision on conditional rezoning from R1 to C3 based upon the information provided to the planning commission through the memorandum. Is it in the, I don't have my motion. Here it is. All right. Thank you. Move to table. It should be postponed, but anyway, OA number 25008. Do I need to have the legal descriptions of the properties as well? Parentheses regarding properties, parentheses H-08-118-400-004. H-08-18-400-007. H-18-400-008. H-18-400-009. H-08-18-400-034. Conditional rezoning from R1 Single Family Residential to C3 Highway Commercial to allow the Zoning Board of Appeals to consider the variance request submitted regarding development of the site in an area not served with sanitary sewer, and further allow the applicant to respond to the comments discussed tonight by the Planning Commission. And I would say, I would add this part as well as outline in the planner's memo dated October 20th, 2025.
Support.
Okay, support Commissioner Hyde. Any further discussion? A roll call vote, please.
Hyde,
Yes.
Brent,
Yes.
Fletcher, Walsh, yes, Moore,
Yes.
Culbertson.
Yes.
Motion to table carries 6-0.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving on to our next agenda item. All right, and that's our Heritage Woods.
Did somebody second my motion?
Yes.
Yes.
I did. I should have said that out loud. Okay, this is possible action, SP number 25015, Heritage Woods. We need to do a determination of major minor PUD amendment, and then based on that decision, possible action of the Heritage Woods PUD amendment. So, with that, I'll turn it over to Laura.
So in front of you, you have a request for a minor amendment to the Heritage Woods final PUD approved plan that would include installation of a screen wall to soften the traffic and noise and provide enhanced buffering and screening from I-94 in combination with the previously approved landscaping and berm that is shown on the approved plan. The applicant provided this revised site plan on September 15th, outlining the reasons for the proposed amendment. And in looking at section 36254 of the zoning ordinance, there are either minor PUD amendments or major PUD amendments. They are outlined clearly. It appears to me that this is a minor amendment, which really is just a site plan consideration. A major amendment would require a rezoning and go back through the process. So this is really just a minor amendment to the site plan. To note, on the approved PUD plan, additional landscaping enhancements were already proposed and approved in this area of the plan. And so the screen wall will be within that same area that was originally approved for additional screening. Dan's here. I think he can speak for the applicant. Do you have any specific questions related to?
Dan Johnson?
So there's two motions, right? First, you were determine whether or not it's a minor or major amendment. Like Jan said, there's a motion for that. If you determine it's minor, then you can consider the approval of the site.
So what we're discussing now or clarifying is anything around the whether it's major or minor amendment. Any questions?
So I had some questions about the materials that were provided by Heritage. But which have to do with the buffer wall. Those aren't appropriate right now, but the next.
Okay, the next section, yep. All right, so.
I would say I agree with the recommendation of our planner. I see the analysis the same way as she does, so I would be in favor of voting.
Does anyone have any concerns about, okay, then we'll entertain a motion for the, determination.
I'll make the motion.
All right.
Because it's so nicely written here. For site plan number 25015 Heritage Woods minor PUD amendment determination based upon the information received from the applicant and reflected in the minutes in this meeting. The planning commission find that the subject amendment to the Encore at Heritage Woods PUD is a minor amendment. The amendment is to install a screen wall within the previously approved landscaping berm along I-94.
Support.
Support Commissioner Hyde. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Walsh, yes. Fletcher.
Yeah.
Moore,
Yes.
Brand,
Yes.
Hyde,
Yes.
Culbertson.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Right. Then we'll move on to the discussion of the minor amendment. And I'll go ahead to the applicant so you can present that amendment.
Raise my hand if you want to catch.
You're Dan.
Dan Johnson. Good evening, Madam Chair, Commissioners. Good to see you all again. So with a few quick slides here, I'll throw up big points and then
Is Dan a panelist?
I am now,
Okay, great.
As we were speaking.
everybody see that okay? So this is sort of the premise of the request. As Laura mentioned earlier, the approved plan included the berming and landscaping along a portion of I-94 along that frontage. After further consideration and screening and buffering, we thought an additional element would be required or necessary for a number of reasons, least of which was to, for future residents that would live in that area and for the potential market success of the duplex units that are located in there. And so in terms of the context of the overall project, you see the little yellowed area at the bottom. So subject area, that's the area that we're talking about in this particular request. Much of the frontage already had existing trees that were there. But there was a section that did not because of the previous farming activity, et cetera. Kind of open, so we're gonna intended to fill it in, which is what we did with the original project and the trees and the verming, but we wanted to go a little bit farther. So here's some photos looking at, this is on I-94 traveling west.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask.
Northwest.
Where is that?
And it does vary along that condition. That's just, you know, this one has a sign in, so you can see the location. And as far as you go down, it's a little bit farther out. So you'll notice that the area to the far west was part of the conservation area. It's pretty significant. So looking at it from the other side, you see the sort of berm in process of being built up from the unit side, looking south. Couple shots there. This one, you can kind of see the truck or a truck in the background. And this is a rendering conceptual view of if someone's in the duplex unit looking out to the south. Get a sense of what that would be like with the buffering trees with some maturity, and then with the wall system sort of behind that. The conceptual section across the site, you see the duplex units on the left. And sort of how that berming area goes up and down with respect to the freeway. You can see the car, you can see the car on the far right hand side. This is an example of a photographic example of this wall system that was used in another project. This has to be off I-96, just east of Brighton in that area. Very similar project is being proposed. And this is a shot showing some of the trees starting to be stockpiled on the site for planting when I get to this fall. I'm starting to bring those evergreen trees. And this is a sort of rendered image of the sort of what we see it looking like, just to provide some clarity to it. So again, the trees are what was planned in the project. There's over 100 evergreen trees in that location. The berm was part of the project. We've enhanced that berm, but it's essentially the same thing. And so you see the walls being layered in on the opposite side of the trees, opposite the duplex units to maximize the effect for the duplex unit owners. That's it in a nutshell. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys may have.
Laura, you want to add? No?
A question.
Yep, go ahead.
So are there condominiums in your plan too?
Yes, the duplexes are the condominiums are one and the same.
Oh, the duplexes are. Okay, and then there's the two-story senior building. And then what are you doing with all the other parts of the property?
I can go back to the original. Site here, just to refresh your memory. So this is the area on the bottom where we were talking about a few minutes ago.
That's where the duplexes are.
Yeah, so the duplexes are in this zone right in here.
Okay,
And then there's a senior living facility, which
Okay.
is under construction.
okay.
And then the other areas, what we call the villas, which is a rental product.
Ah, the villas.
The villas. So it's really kind of three sort of organizational elements within the project.
Are the villas one story?
Everything's one story. There's a portion of the senior facility which is two story, but predominantly everything is one story.
And how many people would live in a villa?
Depends on if they're married or not, but
Well, I
one or
mean-
two.
Is it more than a duplex?
No,
Or
it's
they're
actually
single?
slightly smaller. than
Okay.
that. There are typically in these, there's either 4 or 5, or in some cases, 6 units per structure per building
Okay,
within what you see here. Predominantly 4 or 5 units per building.
okay, that was what I was wanting to know, thank you.
I think there's 32 buildings of the villas.
Thirty-two villas?
32 buildings. Each building would either have 4 or 5, or in a couple of cases, 6 units. So there's 229 villas.
They're kind of one-story row houses in a way.
Exactly. They're only one story.
One story.
Yeah, go ahead.
How much noise reduction are you expecting from that barrier wall?
Well, I don't know that I can give you a decibel level or not, but we think it will minimize it. It's a visual thing, number one, because we want to kind of avoid seeing tops of the trucks. on the freeway. In terms of decibel levels, I couldn't really give you a calculation.
How much are the villas going for?
The villas are a rental product, so they're
Oh, I'm
not,
sorry, the duplexes.
it's gonna be a range depending on upgrades and that sort of thing. We actually, as Laura knows, local builder will be involved in that aspect of the project. Norfolk Homes, you may know of them. They're gonna be involved in that develop, or not developing, but basically building those duplex units.
Yeah, I just want to comment that I think it is an excellent idea. One, from a visual screen, but also the mass of those walls really do a whole lot more than a tree line will do. And acoustically, it's also positioned relatively close to the top of the berm, which maximizes its impact because it'll send the sound up, which I mean, for anything that you're gonna put there, it's probably maximizing the amount of sound attenuation, if you will, for a solution.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I live on Marshall Road, east of Baker, about a mile. And, depending on the day and the amount of traffic, I mean, there's a little swish of noise going on.
I'm about a mile south of 94, and depending on the day and the wind, and you can hear the traffic going by, even that far away.
And I think it's a good, I think it's a good solution, for the site.
It's a common feature for things built right along the highway. I have no problem with this.
I'm still, looking at the adjoining property and what I see in the plans compared to what Quick Trip might, be doing. May I approach that just to point out an area?
Sure.
On page 3 of your application, it shows 2 easements to be recorded. There's a trail easement right here. So I don't know if that's still valid. It's in your plan. And then there was another easement here, but actually, no, it's gotta be closer to here. So is there a trail being proposed? Cause
So-
it's still in the plan.
One of there's actually 2 easements.
Right,
So just by way of history, I'll try and mark this here. So one of the things where we see my cursor going up and down here.
yeah,
The board asked us, as part of the PUD agreement, when this was approved, was to create an easement for a future pathway, community pathway system. There
Right.
was some long-term image of review, maybe there would be a bridge at some point in the future over I-94, so that was the purpose of that particular easement.
yes, I remember that.
The rest of the pathway is really follows the road and runs up along the edge of this property up to Marshall. We're actually building that pathway. The one down here is purely an easement for future preservation of that option. Now, there is a very small easement that was created here
Yes, yes.
for the purposes of yeah, so that was created for the purpose of accessing at the time this landlocked parcel for the Ruth Johnson estate. Now, with that being consolidated with the other parcels, there's 5 in total. The use of that easement would not really mean anything at this point in time. Although I was going to offer the idea that it might be foot traffic access to the woods. It might also be public, I don't know if you could fit public parking along that access, or in order to have members of the public come in there and walk your trails, the heritage, the wooded area. I don't know if we could turn that into a preserve, the wooded area, or if it would have public access. So that's. Yeah, that would be a little tricky for a couple of reasons. There are residents here, of course. You're talking about the parking
Public access.
Public access.
But public access could come from Quick Trips.
It could park in Quick Trip.
That would make
get
more
into the
sense than the
woods.
public.
Yeah,
And-
we
but they
want
could-
people drive, that's gonna be a nightmare. You want, now you wanna open it up for parkers, people that go to parks to come in too?
We put 6 car lots in for our preserves. We don't put in very big ones. So if you put in a 6 spots as access in Quick Trip, it could allow you to get into the woods. It could also then, if you are connected to it, allow people to walk your path. So that would have to be mutually agreed upon type of thing. So I don't know that we're gonna get Quick Trip to propose that for their woods. But I'd be open to it.
Of course, what you think about is how many trees are you gonna lose doing that?
You can put well, we're doing that right now with a lot of wooded properties that are becoming our preserves.
We have done and are doing something like that over here.
Right, exactly. And now, if there was a convenience store in there to walk to, and then walk back home, or an ice cream shop, you know, who knows what, your people might really like it.
May
Yeah. Go ahead.
I like what you're saying, except
But I don't get to say it.
I'm gonna go a mile north to Sloan and not walk next to the freeway here. No joke. Cause the noise in this woods is gonna be bad.
Could be.
Yeah, it's gonna be that close to the freeway. So that's my thought, cause Sloan is a beautiful preserve. You can still hear the freeway in there too, but you're far enough away that I think what you're suggesting is a good idea is, can there be room, especially for the people that live
Exactly.
and family that, or friends that come to visit them, and let's go walk the dog.
Yeah,
But we don't have to drive anywhere. I think that's a really good suggestion, but I'm not gonna go there because it's gonna be too noisy.
you might not, but others might.
Right, exactly. I'm not opposed to it.
Thought that there was some way to do pedestrian connectivity between the woods and Quick Trip in some way, shape or form. I'm not sure what the best way is.
Yeah, they're not gonna walk to the truck stop, but they might walk to something
Right.
else.
Right.
Well, there's sidewalks on the boulevard.
On the far side,
Oh, only on one side?
only on the north side, and that makes it tough to get across the boulevard. So I don't think people are gonna do that regularly.
Yeah.
They
I mean,
might,
that might be another issue, right?
yeah.
Yeah, the traffic circulation. Some thoughts, anyway, but we are.
Yes, we're here.
We're here working on the minor amendment. But good discussion. So bringing us back to, is there someone that would like to make
I
the,
would like to make
okay,
just further clarification
yes.
on, I think it was near the last of your slides, where it showed the side view of one of the duplexes, the backyard, the berm, that's it. How much of that berm that's showing there is artistic interpretation? How much of that is fill that you're bringing in? I mean, I don't know what the proportions, are they more or less right?
So, yeah, so the way this was set up by the engineer is it, on the freeway side, it's the 1-on-3 slope was kind of the maximum you can do.
I'm sorry,
The 1-on-3 slope is kind of a maximum for what you can do on that side of the wall, and then a 1-on-4 on the other side. So that's kind of how the geometry was organized. So it is conceptual to some degree, but that was the idea.
Because the slope topography varies
It does, yeah.
along.
I mean, it varies along the whole frontage of the freeway significantly, actually.
right, and that is though, your berm that the wall is located on.
Correct, yeah. The berm is on our property, the wall's on our property, the trees are on our property.
No, I meant the berm and the wall, the association of that. You're putting the wall on where you're putting the berm.
Yes, yes, correct. It'll be near the top, or if not at the top, near the top.
Okay, that was all I wanted to make sure. Clarify.
All right. All right, any other? Okay, who would like to make a motion?
Anybody want to take it over from me? I'll do it. On site plan 25015 Heritage Woods SP minor amendment. Based on the information received from the applicant reflected in the minutes of this meeting, planning commission finds that site plan 25015 Heritage Woods minor PUD amendment meets the required standards and findings for site plan approval pursuant to section 36-180 of the zoning ordinance and recommends approval. The site plan is granted with the following conditions. Okay.
In my report, there's no.
Okay,
So just strike that.
just strike that.
Support.
Okay. Hyde Walsh. Any further discussion? All right, roll call vote, please.
Hyde,
Yes,
Graham,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Fletcher,
Yes.
Walsh, yes, Culbertson.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you very
Thank you all
much.
very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Do we get to see you again?
I do have one question that was outside of this.
Uh-huh,
So we've approved it, but the engineering review of the concrete asphalt, I mean, there's nothing to be said about that, is there?
About this three month?
Well, it was, one of the things that changed was the path. It's okay, asphalt and concrete paths are almost interchangeable. aren't they?
Yeah, so OTM did do a review of the other month, because
Right,
they had no issues.
okay, I didn't. Remember seeing that.
I don't know that you did because it was an administrative approval.
Oh,
So in this, only this
Yeah.
portion,
that's why I didn't. See.
yes, only this portion of the proposal required an amendment.
yeah, so, yeah, there are some,
There's some.
Yeah,
There
things
were other
that happen.
changes, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah, but that was good to at least bring that up. Okay, so moving on.
There's more?
There's more.
Almost like a board agenda, right?
Yeah. Yeah, many pages. All right, so moving on.
Chicken ordinance?
No, no,
Yes.
yes,
That is-
chicken ordinance and then our multimodal transportation. All right, chicken ordinance. We didn't receive any comments. Looks like we've covered the two ordinance changes. Any other comments from commission members?
I still have one issue and that's minor and it's predator proof versus predator resistant. I mean, you can't get proof, but I think we decided to just let it go. I don't know why I keep bringing it up, but
You can't let it go.
you can't let it go. There's no such thing.
But maybe we can just, for the record, and you can take that to,
The BOT.
the BOT, that, you know, we did have some discussion about predator proof versus, predator resistant. I think.
Just so you know, they know what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'll just make sure I squeeze that in.
Oh, yeah.
Point on that, this means
Yeah,
the,
right.
against the board.
My comment.
Yes.
Is I think this is allowing people to have too many hens.
Oh.
And I'm totally against roosters. I continue to feel that way, so,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, that's. Hey, that's why we have a makeup of the board. Okay, then, I'll call for a motion. Okay,
It seems befitting.
yes.
It does.
Based upon the information received and reflected in the minutes of this meeting, planning commission recommends approval of the text amendment to the Township Board of Trustees. Article 36-V supplementary regulations, subsection 36-135, regulation of animals, adding subsection D, keeping of chickens in residential districts to include the following standards: appropriate zoning districts, number of hens, roosters, enclosures, prohibition of slaughtering for commercial purposes. Also, a minor amendment to subsection A3B, accepting chickens from the class 3 animal regulations to avoid contrary regulation.
All right, is there support? Support from Brant. Any further discussion? I will say there's still the option for a nuisance complaint.
Mr.
For,
Decided we'd enforce that though. Has that changed?
yeah,
Okay.
you have a code enforcement
Yeah,
officer, so, yeah, so
we're hoping. That, you know,
I just
paying
wanted
for
to
it.
bring that up. All right, any further discussion? Right, roll call vote?
Walsh, yes. Fletcher,
No.
Moore,
Yes.
Brand,
yes.
Hyde,
Yes.
Culbertson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-1.
Thank you, and it was good to articulate the concern for the record. Thank you.
Stand strong, sister.
I don't know from experience.
You have not had to move.
That's right, you're right.
He can move you.
No wooing rude.
The
I'm
wooing
worried about getting my eye checked out on Saturday, trying to get my ducks back, so, from my friends who are stuff that for me.
I thought it was just a Hitchcock movie, it's real.
We're entering the, the season. Okay, so, our multimodal transportation committee. In the packet was the charge from the BOT. And we need to, talk about appropriate, members, and this would be, I want to pull up the
Three
chart.
members from the planning commission.
Correct.
See that, right?
And this will be a working group, so this will take some time and effort and collaboration with other entities to work on all of these plans. So so first of all, is there interest? Do folks, are there people who have an interest?
I have an interest, but I cannot do the time. they vote me off. Yeah. I was thinking that, and I'm like, I wouldn't be able to do the time commitment.
Right?
How many meetings are we talking about? It doesn't say, I don't.
It doesn't say, but I would just anticipate at least a monthly meeting and some work in between, and a collaboration with other
It states in your quarterly reports to the board.
Oh, my God.
So this will be a working committee, yeah. I'm interested because I want to see this thing.
Well, I think
Sure.
that you should be in there because of the multimodal piece, which is well outside of my expertise. So I'll volunteer, to be honest. I mean, I've been pushing the board to do something about this committee. So the least I could do is,
We need this.
I support.
we
the
need
two of
this
you.
big time.
There is nothing in here about the environmental, the ESTF
Mhm.
members being on here. And I'm surprised because I was thinking that
It would be nice to, it doesn't mean that, we can't have a participant in the committee that isn't
Public?
an official member.
do they put anybody in from the public?
No.
No.
But yeah, I would actually in the motion encourage a transportation member from the ESTF to attend.
Do you want to volunteer a name or do you want to talk to her first?
I'll talk to her first, but I think she's interested. Also, she's a good cog link.
We got some serious decisions to make about services and money. I mean, this is.
Yeah, it's not a lollipop kind of.
No.
Committee, okay. Then, I'll entertain a motion to, appoint Commissioner Moore and Commissioner Culbertson to the Multimodal Transportation Committee.
So moved.
And I would also recommend that,
They consider
that they consider
allowing ESTF.
member to, join. Or participate, you could say that way. Yeah.
Well, so
Yeah,
I had this conversation
because before the language used to say that AATA would be a member and WAVE would be a member, and I said, we don't need WAVE or AATA to be a member. They are service providers. They can come, be invited as experts in what they serve and what they do. But in terms of, I mean, I think this committee is about many things, not just a wish list for transportation. We have some serious financial issues to deal with that are lingering out there.
So
So
this charge does not
Doesn't
suggest
include-
that membership, but technical support from.
Technicals.
Technical support.
and that's like that because I said that's how it needs to be.
Okay, so you're not trying to change.
No, so I'm not trying to change anything, but I say this in response to adding a person from the sustainability. It's not that don't want to hear from them, but they could be invited to share what they want to share with us.
Well, I think one of it is,
'Cause we're gonna be
what we're
starting all
thinking
over
is,
again.
is Kathy, she's also she's the
Alternate.
alternate representative to SEMCOG, which is a major funder of some of
Yeah.
the initiatives.
Yeah.
So that, so I,
Participation, not necessarily membership.
yeah,
Correct.
so
So
that
that
wouldn't be
was-
voting as opposed to participating.
It's all up to the board.
Yeah, if you think about all the
Right.
time we spent on the Transit Advisory Committee, just a lot of people getting their hands around what the not just, oh gosh, I like transportation, but getting their hands around all the hot button issues. We're gonna start over again with this committee, with people getting their hands around.
Except
What
you've
is-
got your hands around it, I think Jan does.
I
Kathy
think
does.
we do a good, there's a complement there of history and also.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I even
Corridor study,
suggested your name because when I saw it was multimodal, I'm like, whoa, I'm not saying I'm multimodal, knowledgeable.
All right, so we have a motion
Motion,
by Commissioner Hyde, support by Commissioner Brandt, to appoint Commissioner Moore and Commissioner Culbertson to the multimodal transportation committee and encourage ESTF transportation and mobility participation.
Well, this says the shall consist of up to 5 members.
where does it say that?
In
Oh,
membership and term.
the total committee.
Right, so if you so desire, it seems you could
No,
put forth.
two of us, two BOT, the Scio Township Operations Director.
Oh, I missed that.
So that's the fifth.
Okay,
So then Kathy would the representative from ESTF would either be.
Expert from
A member, and this would have to change to 6. Or would just be.
This has already been approved. so-
Yeah, so I think encouraging participation is great,
That would be.
yeah,
that's part of
and,
Technical support.
or, yeah,
yeah, I think it's in their technical.
Yeah.
support, okay, all right, fine. Then strike that portion of it, and, is there support? Okay, Brandt, okay, great, so it will just be the appointment of Commissioner, Moore and Culbertson to the, multimodal transportation. Committee. Right,
Do we need a
roll-
voice vote?
voice vote? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. 2026 Planning Commission meeting schedule. All right.
So I've made this seems busy, but I made an attempt to put our meetings, planning commission meetings on the schedule that the board had already kind of determined their meetings on, which has the holidays that are recognized by the township, and also possible election days. There are a couple things to point out. The board approved to change the time of their meetings to 6 p.m. So, that's something that we can talk about here from 7 to 6. I'm also asking the ZBA if they want to change their time. I think it's good to be consistent. That's an opinion. That way the public isn't confused about what time meetings start, and neither am I. Frankly, not. And in looking at this calendar, so I was trying to stick with the second and fourth Mondays, that's our regular times. But there were some holidays that kind of, messed that up. And then after I had shared this with the clerk, she indicated to me that the July 27th meeting and the November 2nd meeting, both, won't work because of early voting. So
Early voting.
because of the 9 days before an election, there will be early voting in
Yes.
this room,
Okay.
and we do not have this room available for a meeting. So.
Or
let's-
the rest of the week.
Or, yes, so in July, we could change our meetings to the 6th and the 20th. I know the board is meeting on the 7th. I was trying to avoid the week of a holiday. I think that's difficult for applicants and the public, as well as us to get a quorum.
You're still talking about July?
I'm talking only about July right now, which is why I had proposed the 13th and the 27th, but the 27th is not happening. So we can, if you prefer the 6th and the 20th, we can schedule it that way. We could keep it the 13th so that we have every other week. So we continue that so that applicants know, and we just have one meeting in July. Just
I
Thinking out
don't
loud
like
here.
the 6th personally. I mean,
I think that's
a
overlay.
long weekend is typical of vacation planning.
So do you think everybody's okay with just one meeting in July, the 13th?
I am.
And
Yeah.
having it be 1 week apart would be,
Is too difficult.
you'll never
Yeah.
have,
It's too difficult for, ask Angela, putting agendas together and, we're a week ahead already. I'd be putting an agenda together the night I have a meeting. It's very.
Keep it simple. I'm for the July 13th only.
Yes.
Okay.
Second that.
So then on to November, we had moved up for the first and third Mondays to, also not to have a meeting on the 23rd of November, which is Thanksgiving week. So we can either get rid of the 2nd and continue to meet the 16th, or if you would prefer to have 2 meetings in November, since we're only having 1 in October, we can move that to the 9th and the 23rd.
23rd
It's
just bother me.
Thanksgiving week.
Right, that doesn't bother me though, because I don't go anywhere, but that's me.
Well, again, it's not just us, it's also the public, and applicants, because they have to.
What about the 16th and the 30th?
I was just thinking that because that puts us back to back with the board, which makes sense.
Because then you get a break on the 7th before the next meeting on the 14th. That might work.
That's fine, that's fine with me.
Yeah,
I don't like to work that week of Thanksgiving.
Me either.
No, this is not, it's the
It'd be the
following.
third.
the following.
No, I understand. I'm just
But
saying.
it's-
But so also though, so that means the agenda would have to be finalized 2 weeks ahead on the 16th. Because
Thanksgiving week.
Thanksgiving week, likely, I'm usually off on Thanksgiving week too, so,
Well,
we can make it work, but.
can I ask a question then? Since we're somewhat tied to, we can go back to back with the board. Can we do the 9th and the 30th? Changes up the balance, but that gets 2 in.
I'm all right with that too.
Yep, I think the 9th and the 30th makes sense.
I don't have my calendar, but the only thing I got going on every year on the 9th is my deceased mother's birthday. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with meeting.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
How do we feel about the 6 PM start? Can we?
I would propose it. But
I can make it work, but I don't mind the 7 o'clock because it's easy to eat dinner beforehand.
Yeah, that's my only,
But I can make 6 work. I could make 6 work if there was a definite consensus to get it done earlier.
It makes it nicer for later meetings, basically you're.
Longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
I don't want to encourage longer meetings.
No.
Right, let's start at 8 o'clock.
There's longer meetings. Keep it tight,
stay on
keep
point.
it quick. Yeah, stay on point.
you know, like I said.
Who are the working people? Who are people who are still working? It's the.
Well, I'm still working, I don't.
You're working for us.
I prefer 6, but that's, I mean, I have a lot of time in between when my day ends and here, and I waste a lot of time. with
You
that.
don't have something you can do?
I have a lot of things I can do, but I also like to see my family once in a while, so,
All right.
but I should not play a role in your.
But can you,
Oh,
do-
absolutely.
is it an option to change your on-site hours from to Monday to Thursday? Which coincides with these meetings. Right now it's Tuesday and Thursday, correct?
I could.
That would not help with the getting home to the family a little.
No, it actually does, because
No, because I still have meetings here on Tuesdays too. I have Zoom meetings on Tuesdays. But
I'm suggesting that your on-site day is Monday.
Could
I-
change.
It could change. I'd
Okay.
prefer it not because I have other things, other
Okay.
days, but. it could.
But 6 o'clock is
I'm-
actually fine with that, yeah,
I'm okay with that.
I just have to.
We gotta like ratchet up.
Calibrate.
Ratchet up.
Daylight savings time,
Pressure on me.
bunch of meetings, so, yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
Okay, 6
doing
p.m.
it for
so
you,
now you can
Laura.
pack the agenda with.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
So when will that start in the new year?
The new year.
That would start.
And
January.
we're clear with, Christie, did Christie also review it with the construction that's gonna go on and,
That
okay,
I
we'll
have
just
no idea.
double check that.
Yeah, I don't think you can necessarily predict that.
Yeah.
It's been pushed off a couple times.
I know. Yeah, because I think phase 3 is somewhere, it's in January sometime. Yeah, okay. But minimal work in here. Okay, excellent.
Food adjourn.
We have our, reports. Right, so, OHM, I don't have any report on?
We have
you-
nothing to report in addition to Laura's report that she put together.
Did you make a motion to approve this
No.
calendar?
Oh, we really didn't.
No, we didn't. I'll make a motion
Oh,
to
sorry.
approve as amended.
As amended, okay, supported by Commissioner Fletcher. All right, sorry about that. Thank you for catching that. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the calendar is amended thank you, thank you. I was just thinking consensus, we're good, okay. Then, planning consultants, any questions on Laura's planning report? Yeah, oh, yeah.
Our next meeting is 11:10, but we also have a meeting scheduled
Thanksgiving.
on November 24th, which is Thanksgiving week. I am off, but I will attend via Zoom if you have a quorum. So I just would like some consensus of whether or not it's gonna be here, because there is a
I'm not
public
gonna be
hearing
here.
that I would have to schedule.
Okay, Kim will not be here. I will be here. Bob will be here.
The Bobs.
The Bobs will be here.
I should be here.
I was trying to plan something, so I don't have it planned yet.
But,
I mean, I don't
Well-
know about Lori.
And we don't know about Laura.
yeah, so that's at least 4, so we would wanna have either Laura or Kathleen. So I will email Laura and get her commitment, just so we have one extra in case, yeah, in case
Something
something happens.
Planning on being here.
And that way, then you could make your plans if she.
Actually, we have a,
We have a board meeting the 25th.
yeah, so my plans are shot.
Huh. That's
Next year you won't
crappy.
have that problem because there's no.
Well, it's my commitment.
Okay, so then we're good.
Okay, I won't be here in
So you are
person,
gonna
but I will
be-
be on Zoom.
That works.
If there's a board meeting.
Okay. Chair report, actually, it's on, basically, ESTF report. Well, actually, two things. One, a reminder that we have this is a share report, a workshop with Huron River Watershed Council.
Green infrastructure workshop.
Yeah, on December 1st. And one of the things that Laura and Bob and I have been talking about is the new bio
Reserve
map. And
The old-
Carlisle Wortman is looking at overlaying it, and comparing it to what we've got. And also having a discussion about the open ordinance and RC zoning prior to that workshop,
so
so,
that we can discuss it in the workshop, right?
right.
So it's December 21st,
December 1st,
December 1st.
right.
And are they coming here to present
Yes.
stuff?
Yes, from 6 to 8. Before that,
Yeah, go ahead.
along the lines of that,
Mhm.
they would like to interview up to 4 township officials on what they have in mind for the future of Scio, just to get an idea. So
Of what
if-
the officials have in mind?
Correct. I mean, I don't know who to volunteer. I'm already going to be talking with them. Would anybody on the board be wanting to add their 2 cents ahead of the workshop so that the board, just so that the watershed council can take that into account in their presentation?
When you say board, you mean the BOT?
And so I was looking at our BOT rep.
Yes, they asked.
Yeah, so could you?
Yes.
Thank you.
Did they give any indication of how long it's a
It'll just
conversation?
it's just a conversation over the phone of, not very long was the idea. As long as the person wants to talk.
And then also invite the board, and this brings up,
On December 12th.
and then I guess the other thing I'd like is a determination if we have a quorum of planning commissioners at the workshop and we have a quorum of BOT members at the workshop.
Does that constitute?
Does that
Is it-
constitute?
Is it a deliberation in decision-making?
It's a discussion about where we stand and what they can tell us about how they see our infrastructure and what we think we want to head toward. It won't make a decision, but it will be making, it'll be generating ideas. So it's not really it's a workshop, not a planning session.
Right,
So it's not technically deliberation or decision-making.
no,
No.
And they say, Watershed Council says that it's a hands-on, in-person orientated discussion. But in talking, I'd like to have it be a Zoom so that the public can at least participate as much as they can. They can come in for that meeting, December 1st, 6 to 8.
Wait.
But they can also Zoom in if we can get the word out, what we put it on the banner.
yeah, we put it on the banner and so forth, so, and Huron River Watershed Council really didn't wanna do hybrid, we do everything hybrid, so.
Yeah.
But they said it's very difficult, it's focused on interaction, in the workshop as opposed to people online, so they would be more observing, the
But we would try
workshop
to set it
online.
up so that they could comment too.
So can I clarify the date again? It's the,
December 1st, from
Okay.
6 to 8. And it's more or less run by the Watershed Council.
Yeah, they would run it,
But we would want to make sure that these maps, these overlays, if we had them available, could be part of the information that they present or that we present in.
yeah, that it's available as, yeah. as-
So it's not an
open discussion.
RPC meeting.
And also Carrie Sheehan, will be attending. from, the Water Resources, Commission.
And those maps that we put up at on the easels at the fair, the
Yeah.
sustainability fair, they'd like those to be, if we have those digitally, they would post them. If not, we can at least have the hard copy around the
Here.
room. So whatever we have, they're Carlisle Wortman generated. most of
Yeah,
them?
they were generated for
PPP?
LPC. When, no, PPP.
I just need to know what they were. I mean, I didn't generate them and it wasn't for me,
Right.
so I just need to know I just need to know.
They're the township preserves. They were so they're individuals. They were also the overall,
Can you just send me a
layout.
list?
I can try, I don't.
Yeah, they're downstairs. We can always go get them.
Okay.
And bring them up.
Well, I can ask Chris. Chris should know.
Yeah, she.
I'll talk to Chris about it.
Great, we should know where they are.
Yeah, Chris knows where they are.
Yep, and he was in charge of putting them up around the
Yeah.
tent. That's all I had to say about it, so thank you.
Yeah. And so I think it'll be a really good discussion, so. I think because it's led by the Watershed Council and it's not, yeah, so, all right. Also, we will be having an education session, from 7 to 7:30, this Wednesday, on the, food waste compost pilot. And that will be hybrid. It will be set up as a meeting, not as it'll be set up as an interactive, more of an interactive meeting. And it will be recorded and then it'll be used as a sort of an info session for people who are participating. And we have 70 people signed up.
All right.
Wow.
And I have to give a shout out to Terry of the fire department. They had us at the entrance to that Halloween open house. And people, they had their kids pulling them and all that. And they were going, oh yeah, I remember reading about this. This is good. So we were really, Molly was there with me. And we were just excited that people really responded positively to it. So.
So say
yeah.
again the time.
7 to 7:30, October 30th, and that'll get posted tomorrow,
Oh,
Yeah.
the 30th.
which is,
But you said
It's
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
What? when's,
Wednesday, the 29th.
is it, it's 30th, is it Thursday?
Today's the
30th?
27th, right?
Am I?
Thursday would be the 30th, no? Right?
Are you in 2026 already?
I don't know what I am.
So 7 to 7:30 this Wednesday, which would be the 29th.
Let me check what it says here.
Is that here?
Says Wednesday, the 29th. So, yeah.
Wednesday, the 29th, not the 30th.
Okay, cool.
XXX, okay, yep,
This is the training, this is the education.
education session, yep.
Did anybody notice, on a side note, that the county has
In Ipsy,
well, they're gonna have a pilot program in Ipsy, but they're talking about spreading it throughout so I wonder if we could use some of their money to get it into Scio too, but whatever.
maybe a second
Right,
station or something.
right, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Okay, sorry about the date mix up, 29th. Oh, what do I have the 30th?
uh-oh.
What was it? Okay, yes, all right. I think that was my notes here, sorry. All right, that was it for, BOT.
Nothing prior to report, or this is hopefully significant. Hopefully, we will approve the hiring of a finance director tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Great.
It is significant.
Okay. That's been a
That's
multi-year-
noteworthy.
That's noteworthy, yes.
For sure.
All right, great. All right, ZBA.
We had a meeting on the 16th, very few items. Victory Automotive was looking for relief to construct a patio. Before we voted, they pulled their application. They'll be coming back, I guess. There was a request for a setback relief on Timberwood due to rather severe topography that was granted.
Okay. So we'll add, nothing from the road advisory committee, LPC, trying to remember back to that meeting.
So much
Forgot
to
to look.
Yeah, this is the one I missed.
Yeah, and they're looking at, they're reviewing the criteria for, selection.
Yeah. Scoring.
And scoring and so forth, yeah.
So selection of certain parcels.
Yeah, so they're scoring of not only parcel, but also proposals. So when they do an RFP, you know, some of the, how they'll, rate those. And I think they decided that they're going to all vote because before they had a subcommittee that, was making some of the decisions, and it makes more sense to just, to do it as a whole committee. So, those were the two big things. And there's something close that they'll be announcing.
They're working on two
For
proposals.
two, yeah. Okay, parks, path and preservers.
Oh, I don't have much, but I do know that they've talked about, I think Carlisle Wortman is updating maps for them. Is that correct? Do you know?
I think so.
So they were talking about that, so it would be showing their connectivity, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah, Murphy's working directly with Chris Nordstrom out of our office. He's the landscape architect.
All right,
Next meeting is November 12th.
anything more on Huron River Watershed Council?
No.
And, oh, and I am gonna have lunch with Gretchen Driscoll.
Tomorrow.
Kind of,
How nice.
yeah, so, chat. And I did forget one other thing, as we're going into looking at next year, that will be 5 years on our master plan, so we probably need to have,
So, yeah, so writing a letter, to start that, you know, we're getting into the budget time too, so that's important. So I will be doing that shortly.
Write the letter. Who's writing the letter?
I write a letter about, you know, about how to get how to write a proposal to do it. So, that's on my list. So next week or so.
okay. Oh, also, I neglected, I opened this up for the meeting, I forgot to include it in correspondence, and this is just saying that the city of Ann Arbor, has posted the third draft of their comprehensive plan. So if anybody's, it's under, engage, .a2gov.org. So that's their third, rendition of the comprehensive. plan.
Do you want us to add that to the communications?
Yes,
For this,
please.
Comprehensive plan.
Yeah, that's their terminology for their master plan, basically.
Just leave me that letter.
Okay.
It's probably more appropriate too, I'm sure it's.
Yeah, really, it's very comprehensive. Okay, Western Washtenaw.
Nothing, the meeting in September was I think the last part of the housing program where they invited panel of financial institutions to come and talk about housing.
And I noted that there are recordings for those
They are
meetings now.
they
so
are.
People are interested, especially in the content presentation part, yeah.
You mean just
Yeah.
our regular meetings?
No,
The
well,
housing,
the
yes,
housing.
those are all on the Chelsea website. And you can look at those.
okay. All right, pre-app rotation, I'm on for November, I'm gonna be gone next week. I've asked Bob to Camden. He's just making sure he isn't needed for the election. So there might be, is there anyone else that might be
It
available?
would be next Thursday?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Next Tuesday?
Yeah, so if we could have a backup person if by chance he gets.
Oh, November
That's-
4th?
Yeah,
That's
I
election.
might be able
Yeah.
to.
Oh, that would be in the small.
I'm having a procedure on my shoulder, but I'm not gonna get knocked out for it, so I might be able to.
Are you sure you're gonna be feeling?
I don't know.
is there another backup? Okay. Commissioner Brandt will be your backup if you can't do it. Thank you very much. Okay. And then Kathleen, you have December,
Right.
okay? And then Indel's January and Fletcher is February.
Okay.
All right. And then we'll start the rotation. So. Public comment. We have no one in Township Hall.
You're ignoring the ghosts. It's all them. They don't want to say anything.
Paula Loberson, okay, Paula.
Yeah, that's me, a resident since '87. Hey, I'm not gonna mince about that chicken thing, but I had friends working with the SARS, when SARS first came out in Hong Kong. And we can deal with that if we have massive amounts of chickens, what we're gonna do with it. Actually, I buy eggs down on Zeeb. I think they do turkeys too for the holidays. But Kathleen Brandt, I'm so glad you're a trustee and on the planning commission. And Miss Moore, I watched all the J-Rod and the transportation because, and I'm very happy they're gonna potentially get a finance. That's not my area. I have many wish lists, but I have a budget of my own. And I like the TIF, the tax incremental financing, and how much that would actually cost the public to use the Washtenaw County people. So stick with all the numbers because I was actually shocked with the transportation, how much we were in debt. Because I am for public transit. Someday I'll probably rely on that. But everything, like that old song, money, money, money. Anyway, that's just, and I thank you all for volunteering all your time. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Paula.
Anyone else? No,
Move to close public hearing,
okay.
public comments.
Comments? Support from Commissioner Fletcher. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Right? Entertain a
Move to adjourn.
move to adjourn. Commissioner Moore, support from Commissioner Hyde. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, we are adjourned at 9:08. Thank you.